Hello and welcome to Fujitsu Secure Thinking. My name is Rachel and in this video I'll be talking to you about compliance. We'll hear from leading industry experts to find out why this is such an important issue, and we'll look at how you can use compliance to boost your business outcomes. According to Gartner, compliance should no longer be the main concern for CIOs. But for many organisations, it's an issue that dominates the security debate. Here's John Alcock from Fujitsu to tell us what compliance really means for enterprises.
Compliance is about demonstrating to customers, demonstrating to shareholders, demonstrating to staff and regulators that your organisation is operating correctly, that you've got the right processes in place, you've got the right people in place, you've got the right policies in place, so that you can protect the information that you're looking after and so that your business will operate in a way that meets the expectations of the market and demonstrates to your customers that you are a sound place to do business. Fujitsu looks at compliance at several levels. Corporately, we operate in compliance with the regulatory requirements for the different regions in which our company operates. But for our customers, we create solutions and services that comply with the particular requirements pertaining to their market sector. And we can also work with them to create the audit programs and the compliance programs that are necessary for them, so to help them unpack the different regulatory requirements that pertain to their businesses or their organisations and lead them through the programs in order to get the certification to the standards that they need to demonstrate compliance.
We've now heard some of the key questions that organisations should ask when they approach compliance. But what kind of problems might arise and how can you deal with them? We caught up with Sian John from Symantec to find out more about the issues faced when approaching compliance.
Well, one of the biggest challenges that enterprises face when it comes to compliance is just the number of regulations you have to deal with. Particularly if you're working in multiple countries around the world, you've got to have different regulations and different compliance requirements from each of those countries. You may also, if you're in different businesses, have issues. So it can range from government level regulation for finance to compliance for taking credit card details from PCI. So it's just the amount of regulation and the amount of things you've got to look to comply with, and that's only going to get worse. I think the biggest thing that organisations could do to tackle these problems is to take that step back. You know, look at it, what we're trying to achieve as a company, what are our outcomes, what are the security aims that we've got, what's our risk profile, and then take the compliance and map it to that and make sure that any efforts you're doing to become compliant with the regulation are also fitting in with what you're doing to be secure. So you're actually making the most optimal use of your resources and not wasting a lot of money to do compliance, especially when you could actually be doing it as part of a wider security program.
It's easy to think that security is about protecting yourself from dangers outside your company. But what happens when the threat comes from inside? Here's Dom Hume from Bcrypt on how compliance can help you protect your organisation if the unthinkable happens.
Well, organisations can face all sorts of internal security problems, from simple mistakes or well-intentioned but misguided people circumventing security processes and protocols just to get the job done, all the way through to advanced persistent threats from the inside by a turned insider hell-bent on damaging the business as much as possible, whether they're politically or financially or ideologically motivated. Compliance can help enterprises protect against internal threats by providing a framework of reference for the company to understand what's most important to their industry. It can provide really useful advice on the basics that are often forgotten, like changing default security passwords on security systems, or by emphasising the importance of training for personnel on security and security awareness, all the way through to advice on good secure network topologies. But it's worth pointing out that compliance is a means to an end and not an end in itself. The most important thing is for companies to understand what is their vital data and then deploy controls to protect that appropriately.
So there you have it. Compliance is a fundamental part of good business strategy, with the power to make or break your reputation, to win or lose your clients' trust. Getting it right is about so much more than ticking boxes. But where do you start? We asked John Swanson, Head of Security Offerings at Fujitsu, for his advice to enterprises tackling compliance.
So the advice I give to an organisation struggling with compliance is very much to understand that it's a business change, it's not a ticking of boxes, so it's about understanding the business drivers, understanding what you're trying to achieve, and actually which sectors the relevant compliance applies to. Enterprises can use security and continuity compliance to improve their competitive edge, largely through actually having the assurances in place and being able to demonstrate that. So it's an evidence-based thing, so that enables them to avoid litigation, demonstrate to clients they've actually taken the right controls and have actually delivered that through an assured process. It's very much that change program that's required. It affects the people, process, technology, the whole raft of the business, and also needs to align with the wider business objectives. It is very much a change and a journey, so certainly not about ticking boxes.
We hope you found this video useful. If you'd like to find out more about how you can turn compliance into competitive advantage, please visit our website or give us a call on 0843 354 7998. We'd love to hear from you.